Hello everyone, am I audible? Am I audible? Please let me know if I'm audible. Okay, so here we begin with the sixth paper solving session for 10th standard ICSE Biology. So friends, if you have missed on the first 5 practice paper sessions which have been undertaken on this particular channel, so I would request you that you please go to the playlist and definitely this would help you. See, we are trying our level best to help you out. Hi Srishti, hi Gauri Singh, hi Kavya J. Okay, I'm happy to see you here even at this time. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. The procedure of arranging human chromosomes in order of their size and shape is dash. A. Genotype. B. Phenotype. C. Karyotype. D. Karyogram. So what is the procedure of arranging human chromosomes in order of their size and shape? And the correct answer for this question is karyotype. Friends, please remember the procedure of arranging human chromosomes is karyotype, whereas the picture that would be obtained after arrangement of these chromosomes in the order of their size and shape is called as a karyogram. So the correct answer for this question is 1C. Hi Dhruv Girish. So coming to the question number 1B. The nitrogenous base present in RNA but not in DNA is dash. A. Thymine. B. Uracil. C. Cytosine. D. None of these. So which is the nitrogenous base that is present in RNA but not in DNA? So friends, please answer. I'm waiting for your answers. So the correct answer for this question is B. Uracil. Please remember RNA consists of uracil but not thymine, and DNA consists of thymine but not uracil. This is a very basic difference in between the DNA and RNA. I repeat, RNA consists of uracil but not thymine, and DNA consists of thymine but not uracil. Question number 1C. The genotype of the parent who is heterozygous for tongue rolling. A. Small r, B. Capital R, C. Capital R small r, D. None of these. So what would be the genotype of the parent who is heterozygous for tongue rolling? Here the basic important clue here is heterozygous. So what should be the answer for this question? Heterozygous. So this is how you will be reading out the question, because the hint here is heterozygous. So your answer should be C, that is capital R small r. Very good, Dhruv Girish. Kavya, very good. Coming to next question number 1D. The number of pair homozygous chromosomes in human male is dash. A. Is it 22? B. Is it 23? C. Is it 44? D. Is it 46? The number of paired homozygous chromosomes in human male. So what should be the answer for this question? And the correct answer for this question is 22. Homozygous पूछा है. Okay, only paired chromosomes पूछा होता तो answer would have been 23. Homozygous, because the next pair is a heterozygous pair that is present in human male, that is XY. So you're likely to be confused here. That's the reason. Keep this in mind. Read the question carefully. Question number 1E. The most abundant pigment in the green plants is dash. A. Keratin. B. Melanin. C. Xanthophyll. D. Chlorophyll. So which is the most abundant pigment in the green plants? And the correct answer for this question is obviously D, that is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is the most abundant pigment in the green plants. Question number 2, sub-question A. Plasmolysis identifies the process of dash. A. Imbibition. B. Diffusion. C. Osmosis. D. Active transport. Plasmolysis identifies the process of dash. So answer me for question number 2A. Plasmolysis identifies the process of dash. So the correct answer for this is osmosis. Okay, because it's nothing but the passage of the fluid from the higher levels to the lower levels. Okay, coming to the next question number 2B. Full form of NADP is dash. A. Nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide phosphate. B. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. C. Nicotinamide adenosine deoxynucleotide phosphate. D. Nicotinamide adenine deoxynitrophosphate. You know, NADP is nothing but a hydrogen acceptor, which plays a very important role in photosynthesis. So the correct answer for this question, second B, is B. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. So please remember it's nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Okay, coming to the next question number 2C. Guttation occurs due to increased dash and dash transpiration. A. Root pressure increased. B. Root pressure decreased. C. Wall pressure decreased. C. Wall pressure increased. So the correct answer for this question, guttation, occurs due to increased root pressure and decreased transpiration. So question number 2C, the answer has to be B. Going ahead to question number 2, sub question D. Mutation sudden change in the genes. Allele dash. So you've been asked to complete the analogy. Mutation, sudden change in the genes. Allele dash. A, variant form of a gene. B, alternate form of a gene. C, one or two or more versions of a gene. D, all of the above. So what should be the answer for question number 2, D? And the correct answer for this question, mutation, sudden changes in the genes, whereas alleles is all of these. Okay, it's normally you will feel that it is alternate form of the genes, but if you read it correctly, you will understand it's all of the above. Coming to the next question, number 2E. Dash is the price for photosynthesis. A, absorption. B, respiration. C, transpiration. D, circulation. So dash is the price for photosynthesis. And the correct answer for this question is transpiration. Transpiration is the price for photosynthesis. Question number 3, sub-question A. Arrange in logical sequence. Caterpillar, snake, owl, frog, green leaves. And your options are A, frog, green leaves, caterpillar, snake, owl. B, green leaves, caterpillar, frog, snake, owl. C, green leaves, caterpillar, snake, frog, owl. D, green leaves, owl, frog, snake, caterpillar. Ansh, Neem, hi, hello, welcome dear, start solving. And the correct answer, the logical sequence. अब the logical sequence has been asked, so here but obvious hai कि here we are talking about how they are going to be connected with each other in a food chain, and the perfect answer for this is B. So it's green leaves, caterpillar, frog, snake, owl. Next, question number 3B. Which of the following statements are not true? First, exudation of water from injured part of a plant is called bleeding. Second, drooping of the leaves of mimosa plant is an example of turgor movement. Third, Mendel was an Indian monk. And your options are A, only 2, B, both 1 and 2, C, only 3, D, both 2 and 3. So which of the statements are not true? So what is the correct answer for question number 3B? So the wrong statement is only 3. So your answer is going to be C. Yes, Anshleen, you're correct. He was an Austrian monk. Okay, it's Austrian and not Australian. Okay, going ahead with question number 3C. A cross between plants with green pods, that is capital G, and plants with yellow pods, that is small g, will produce in the F1 generation plants that are dash. A, 100% capital G, B, 100% small g, Third, 100% capital G, small g. D, 50% capital G, small g. So, what is the answer? Capital G, and small g, small g. What will they produce in the F1 generation? And the correct answer for this question is 100% capital G, small g. Question number 3, D. Deficiency of metal Z causes lack of formation of chlorophyll in the plant. Identify the metal Z. And your options are A, zinc, B, copper, C, manganese, D, magnesium. So tell me, what is this going to be? So what should be the answer? The deficiency of which metal causes lack of formation of chlorophyll in the plant? And identify the metal Z. And this metal is nothing but magnesium. Okay, it is magnesium. So magnesium is essential for the formation of chlorophyll in the plant. Question number 3, E. Photosynthesis is a redox reaction because. Why is photosynthesis called as a redox reaction? Okay, so your options are A, both water and carbon dioxide is reduced. B, carbon dioxide is reduced to glucose and water is oxidized to oxygen. C, carbon dioxide is oxidized to oxygen and water is reduced. D, carbon dioxide is oxidized to glucose and water is reduced to oxygen. So what should be the answer? That photosynthesis is called as a redox reaction. And the correct answer for this question is B. Friends, please remember a redox reaction is a reaction in which oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. So in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is reduced to glucose, whereas water is oxidized to oxygen. So remember, this is the reason why photosynthesis is a redox reaction. Carbon dioxide, it reacts with hydrogen and gets reduced to glucose. And water is oxidized to release oxygen. Question number 4. Explain the following term. A. Photochemical phase. A. The chemical reactions of photosynthesis that is independent of light. B. The chemical reactions of photosynthesis that occurs in the dark. C. The chemical reactions of photosynthesis that is initiated by light and requires pressure of light. It should be presence of light. D. The chemical reactions of photosynthesis that helps in the addition of inorganic phosphate. So photochemical phase. Explain the term photochemical phase. And the correct answer for this question is C. The chemical reactions of photosynthesis that is initiated, यानी कि started by light and requires presence of light. Please read it as presence of light. Question number 4. Explain the following terms. B. Food chain. A. A simple graphic way of showing a food relationship between organisms. B. The simple relation of eat and be eaten. C. The sequence of transfer of matter and energy in the form of food. D. All of the above. So the food chain. How would you explain the term food chain? And the correct answer for this question, fourth B. Well, answer to this question is all of these. Question number 4. C. Explain the term transpiration pull. And your options are A. Force that helps in drawing water upwards from roots to leaves. B. Suction force that helps in upward movement of sap through xylem tissues. Mahi Karanik is wrong in the answer, I suppose. C. Force that works against gravity to help in the upward movement of water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. D. All of the above. So what is meant by transpiration pull? And the answer for this is D. So transpiration pull is all of these. Friends, these are different questions. If at all you have really heard all the paper solving sessions that have been conducted here, you will find that there are varieties of questions that have been asked. If you do this, you're definitely prepared for tomorrow's exam. So you can definitely realize this key, how diverse the questions have been given to you as a good practice. Coming to the next, sorry, question number 4D. Explain the term carbon cycle. A. The process by which carbon dioxide is fixed from the atmosphere by animals and returned by plants. B. The process by which carbon atoms continuously travel from the atmosphere to the earth and then back to the atmosphere. C. The series of chemical reactions in which oxygen is removed from the air by living organisms and used for metabolic reactions and then returned. D. The cycle of thermonuclear reactions that occur in the earth. Ansh Neem is saying, ma'am, I think in bio all of the above won't be asked in the question. There is no such thing being mentioned in the rules given by the council that all of the above won't be given as an option. Okay. So, the term carbon cycle is a process by which carbon atoms continuously travel from the atmosphere to the earth and then back to the atmosphere. Coming to the next question, number 4E. Explain the phase that is telophase. A. The stage of cell division where chromatids move to the opposite poles. B. The phase of cell division in which chromatids move to the equatorial plane. C. The phase of cell division in which chromatids form chromatin fibers, nuclear membrane and nucleolus reappear. D. The phase where contraction of spindle fibers occurs. So the correct answer for this question, that is telophase. It is the phase of cell division in which chromatids form chromatin fibers, nuclear membrane and nucleolus reappears. So remember this. This is very, very important. And also remember that all the changes that do take place in the telophase are exactly opposite to the changes that do take place in the prophase. Hi, Mr. Morgan. You're late, but you have answered it correct. Perfect. Okay, going ahead, question number 5. State the exact location of the following sub-question A, substomatal space. And your options are A, space surrounding the grana of the chloroplast. B, openings present on epidermis of the leaf. C, cavity located immediately proximal to the stoma. D, palisade mesophyll intercellular space. So what is the answer for fifth A? So, substomatal space is the cavity located immediately proximal to the stoma. Okay, so that is what is the answer, substomatal space. Question number 5, B. Exact location of pulvinus is dash. A. Joint-like thickening at the base of the plant leaf. B. Structure present at the base of the petiole or where the leaflets of the compound leaf are attached at the rachis. C. The stalk of the leaf. D. The expanded base of the leaf. Hi Zaina. I'm so happy that you people are working so hard for tomorrow's board exam, and I'm sure that you all will do excellent in the exams. Okay, so pulvinus is nothing but the structure present at the base of the petiole or where the leaflets of compound leaf are attached at the rachis. So this is what is the answer for question number 5B. Question 5, sub-question C. Exact location of chloroplast envelope. And your options are A. Internal membrane folded surrounding thylakoids. B. Double membrane with outer and inner layers surrounding the chloroplast. C. Forming the lamellae in between the grana. D. The space between the inner and the outer space. So what is the exact location of the chloroplast envelope? So chloroplast envelope. And the correct answer, the exact location of chloroplast envelope is B. That is, it is a double membrane with outer and inner layers surrounding the chloroplast. So it covers it, wraps the chloroplast. That's the reason why it is called as chloroplast envelope. Question number 5. State the exact location of the following. And you have to find out the location of endodermis. Your option A is on the upper and the lower surface of the leaf. Option B, single-celled outermost layer of the root. Option C, innermost layer of cortex adjacent to the pericycle. Option D, unspecialized cells between the epidermis and the vascular tissue. And the correct answer for this question is C. So it is the innermost layer of the cortex adjacent to the pericycle. 5. Question number 5, sub-question E. What is the exact location of the cell plate? A. Structure that develops in the middle plane of the dividing cells in the plants. B. Indentation of the cell surface in the dividing animal cell. C. Rigid layer surrounding the cell located outside the plasma membrane. D. Layer that separates the interior of the cell from outside environment. So, what is the exact location of the cell plate? So, the correct answer for this question, the exact location for the cell plate, is A. It is a structure that develops in the middle plane of the dividing cells in the plants. Please remember, cytokinesis in the plants takes place by cell plate formation, whereas cytokinesis in the animals occurs by means of formation of a furrow, which is also called as indentation or at times called as a constriction. Question number 6. State the functions of the following. The sub-question A. Photometer. A. Used to measure rate of water uptake by shoot. B. Used to measure transpiration rate in the laboratory. C. Used to measure the rate of water uptake by a leafy shoot, which is equal to the water loss through transpiration. D. All of the above. So the potometer, the function of the potometer is all of these. Question number 6. State the function of the leaf spines. A. Provide support to the plant. B. Store water to be used in the long dry periods. C. Reduce loss of water by transpiration. D. Fix the plant firmly to the soil. So what is the function performed by the leaf spines? What is the function performed by the leaf spines? And the correct answer for this question is the leaf spines. They help in the reduced loss of water by transpiration because they reduce the surface area and hence they reduce the loss of water by transpiration. Question number 6. State the function of histone proteins. And your options are A. Helps in coiling and packaging of RNA. B. Helps in coiling and packaging of DNA. C. Helps in carrying information from DNA. D. Helps in carrying information from RNA. So what is the function done by histone proteins? So histone proteins help in coiling, in packing of DNA as well. So histone proteins are the proteins which help in coiling and packaging of DNA. Please remember histone proteins. There are 8 histone protein molecules. They form an histone octamer around which the DNA takes 1/3 turn and forms a rounded structure that is called as the nucleosome. Okay, this is how it is related. Question 6. State the function of vacuole in the root hair. A. Contains cell sap at a higher concentration, so helps in endosmosis of water. B. Increases the surface area of absorption. C. Helps in fixing the plant to the soil. D. Contains sap at a lower concentration, so helps in exosmosis of water. So what is the function performed by the vacuole in the root hair? So the correct answer, the function performed by the vacuole in the root hair is the vacuole contains a cell sap at a higher concentration. So it helps in endoosmosis of water. That is, it helps in pulling the water inside. Question 6 state the function of E, that is Punnett square. A. Used to predict the genotype of a particular cross. B. Used to determine the probability of an offspring having a particular genotype. C. Used to determine the outcomes of crossing different genotypes. D. All of the above. So what is the function done by the Punnett square? We call it as a Punnett checkerboard. If you recollect, it was used in Mendel's laws of inheritance to, I wouldn't give you the answer, so you give me the answer here. So the correct answer for this question is all of these. Okay, so Punnett square will be used for all of these. It is used to find out the most probable combination of the genotypes and the phenotypes in a particular cross. Remember, Punnett was a mathematician who had worked on a concept of mathematics called as the law of probability. This is what Mendel had used to predict his results of the crosses. Question number 7. Two healthy plants of same kind were placed in the dark for 24 hours. Then they were kept in the sunlight for 4 hours as shown in the diagram below. Then a leaf was taken from each plant and the chlorophyll was removed from it. First sub question, how was the chlorophyll removed? A. By boiling the leaf in water. B. By boiling the leaf in oil. C. By boiling the leaf in methylated spirit. D. By boiling the leaf in milk. So how is the chlorophyll removed? So answer me, how is the chlorophyll removed? So the correct answer, how is chlorophyll removed? Correct answer for this question is C. By boiling the leaf in methylated spirit. So remember, methylated spirit is used for removal of chlorophyll. Okay. Same concept, same plants, healthy plants. Sub question changes. What is the purpose of keeping potassium hydroxide solution? You can see the setup. The plant A has been kept with potassium hydroxide solution. And your options are A. To absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmospheric air. B. To absorb carbon dioxide from the air trapped inside the bell jar. C. To absorb sunlight from inside the bell jar. D. To make the leaves starch free. So what is the purpose of keeping KOH, that is potassium hydroxide solution, along with that plant A in the bell jar? And the correct answer for this question is B. Potassium hydroxide solution. It helps in absorbing the carbon dioxide from the air that is trapped in the bell jar. Okay, so remember, potassium hydroxide is used to absorb carbon dioxide. Question number 7, same question, sub-question changes, same concept, two healthy plants, blah blah. Why are greased sheets necessary for this experiment? You can see a greased glass sheet being kept there in the assembly beneath the plant A. And the options are A, to prevent the escape of chlorophyll, B, to block the stomata, C, to seal the apparatus, D, to make the apparatus airtight. So what is the reason that greased glass sheet has been used there? And the correct answer for this question is D, to make the apparatus airtight. So to make the apparatus airtight, greased sheets are essential, are used in such experiment. Question number 7, again the same question, the same setup. The sub question is, what is the purpose of plant B in the experiment? You can see the setup wherein plant A as well as plant B are taken. Plant A has been given a different treatment. It's been kept under a bell jar with potassium hydroxide solution along with the greased glass sheet. But plant B is just kept free, exposed to the natural surroundings. So what is the purpose of plant B in the experiment? A, it is a control setup. B, it is used to compare the results of the experiment. C, it is used to verify the condition of the experiment. D, all of the above. So what is the purpose of keeping the plant B in the experiment? And the correct answer for this question is all of the above. Okay, so it has been kept as a control setup. It is used to compare the results of the experiment. It is used to verify the condition of the experiment as well. Question number 7, same setup, plant A, plant B, sub-question. The last sub-question of question number 7, give the equation of the biochemical process occurring here. And your options are A, C6H12O6 plus 6O2, giving you 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 38 ATP. B, 6CO2 plus 12H2O, giving you C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. C, 6CO2 plus 6O2, giving you C6H12O6 plus 6H2O. D, C6H12O6, giving you 2C2H5OH plus CO2. So give the equation of the biochemical process occurring here. And the correct answer for this question is B. You can see this is being kept to find out how photosynthesis takes place. And the equation of the photosynthesis itself is 6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll produces C6H12O6, that's glucose, plus 6H2O, that is water, along with the release of 6 oxygen. Question number 8. Study this diagram and answer the questions. Now the diagram is changed. Obviously the questions are also changed. Sub-question 1. Name the process shown in the diagram. A is a transcription. B is a translocation. C is a DNA replication. D is it RNA replication. So which is the process that has been shown in the diagram? And the correct answer for this question is C. This diagram shows the process of DNA replication. You can see that the DNA strands. I mean, you know the DNA is a double helical structure. You can see the DNA molecule is broken at one end and the two strands are separated and are being copied along with. So this process is nothing but formation of two DNA molecules from a single one. That is nothing but DNA replication, also called as DNA duplication. Same diagram. Next up question. What do the letters A, T, C, G stand for? A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cytosine, G for guanine. Option B, A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cysteine, G for guanine. C. Option C says A for adenosine, T for triphosphate, C for cytosine, and G for guanosine. Option D says A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cysteine, and G for glycine. So what do the letters A, T, C, G stand for? The correct answer for this question is A. A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cytosine, G for guanine. Please remember these are the four nitrogenous bases. Question 8. Study the diagram and answer the questions. Sub-question 3. What type of bonds exist between A, T, C, G? And your options are A and T triple hydrogen bond, B, G and C double hydrogen bond, C, A and T double hydrogen bond, G and C triple hydrogen bond, D, A and C double hydrogen bond, G and T triple hydrogen bond. So what type of bonds exist between A, T, C, G? Friends, remember DNA shows complementary base pairing. You can see in the diagram that adenine always pairs with thymine and cytosine always pairs with guanine. So the correct answer for this question is C. Remember, adenine always binds with thymine by two weak hydrogen bonds, whereas guanine always pairs with cytosine with three weak hydrogen bonds. Question 8. Study the diagram. Sub-question 4. In which phase of interphase does it occur? You know that this depicts the DNA replication. So the question asks you, in which phase of interphase does DNA replicate? And your options are A in the G1 phase, B in the S phase, C in the G2 phase, D in the G0 phase. So when does the DNA replicate, that is form its own copy? And the correct answer for this question is C. So interphase. In which phase of interphase this occurs? I'm sorry, here even though the standard answer given is C, but ideally this answer has to be B because DNA replication occurs in the S phase, that is the synthetic phase. Study the diagram and answer. In a human cell, where does this process occur? A. Is it in the cytoplasm? B. Is it in the vacuole? C. In the nucleus? D. In the cell membrane. So where does this process of DNA replication take place? You know DNA is present in the nucleus. So but obvious the process of replication occurs in the nucleus. Okay, so the DNA replication or duplication occurs in the nucleus. So friends, we have completed the 6th paper solving session on this channel for 10th standard ICSE Bio. Already we have uploaded 5 papers. 5 videos have been uploaded wherein we have solved 5 papers in biology, which will be certainly of help to you. See you tomorrow morning. If possible, if you all are ready, I shall even come live again after few minutes to solve another paper for biology practice. So stay hooked on. Okay, maybe within 15 minutes I shall again do a live streaming